Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is February the 6th, 2026. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Friday to ya. Hopefully this episode finds you in a good place, in a good space. Whether you're listening to this on a Friday or a Tuesday, whatever the day might be. Hopefully things are feeling very Friday for you. As for mine, it's been a good day. We got up, we got after it. I was feeling pretty good. Pain was at a good minimum, so that's good. We get to work, and overall, there wasn't too much to do. I mean, there was like a handful of buggies. So I was like, all right, we'll take it. We'll see where the day goes. And the day kind of went a little weird because I had mentioned snow yesterday, right? I'd said, oh, there's going to be a snow coming, but I wasn't sure how bad it was going to be. It didn't look that bad. And I was like, whatever, it's probably going to be overblown, right? Well, in a way I was right, in a way I was wrong. So it snowed enough kind of out of nowhere towards the, I want to say middle end of the morning, afternoon, and was kind of coming down. I don't want to say fast and heavy. I feel like I'm being a really shitty Cincinnatian saying that it was so much snow so quickly. But it was a good amount of snow, I guess, out of nowhere, and kind of just hit the ground. And I think that threw some people off. I was reading some stories oh yeah, it's a little bit slippy outside, be careful, things like that. So this led to a lot of people on second shift calling off, which then had a trickle-down effect of being okay, the day's really slow, no worries, let's just, march along, to being oh, we have a bunch of call-offs. I think one of the supervisors had came down and told me at one point that he had just a lot of call-offs, and essentially just chunks of his department was just gone. And I was like, damn, that sucks, buddy. But then that means that we kind of had to carry the load a bit there in terms of the first shift, which, hey, that's fine. Overall, I think I went upstairs one time for maybe 20-30 minutes or so. That was about it. For the rest of it, got to stay down at the crusher, so that was cool. That was solid. And we got out a little bit early, so that was also a dub. So, we'd love to see it. Post work, we go to the gym. Luckily, the roads were totally fine. There was no problems. The snow, completely, cleared up by the time I was out. So, in that regard, it was as expected. But we get to the gym, and yet again, there's a good amount of people, at least for Friday. I mean, I'll say there was less people today than there was throughout the rest of this week. So that's good, awesome, but still a lot of motherfuckers in the way, okay? I initially couldn't get a Smith machine. I couldn't even get free weights, and I was and it was me, with my my weight belt, my weight training belt, in my hand, so what am I fucking doing here? I was a little miffed, but we put that up, and I proceeded to try to just do some filler work. And then as I was in the midst of doing that, I had pretty much just started, maybe got on my second machine. I look over and a Smith machine had opened up, and I was like, oh baby. So I hop on that and just immediately start getting to it. And I'm just doing heavy lifts with no belt. No worries, no problems. But luckily things went pretty well for that. I'm not sure. I think I might have hit a PR with the incline bench, but I mean, that's whatever. It's neither here nor there. I will say I attempted to do my max deadlift, and I pretty much got it up, but I'm not counting it because I didn't lock out. So I'm like, ugh, this sucks, whatever. And I didn't get as many reps as I wanted at 315. I'm like, ugh, whatever. So it goes. But this is what I'm talking about. I mentioned this in the previous episode, I believe, which is the thing about momentum for me, which is why I have my workouts set the way that I do, so that I can kind of smash through come Friday. And I just felt like I wasn't quite able to do that, but that's okay. I'm hoping for tomorrow that we get the results we're looking for. Knock on wood for that. So yeah, I mean, we did Smith machine, went back to core work, went back to filler work, and then did some cardio, and it was overall a good workout. So, not mad at it at the end of the day. Post that, we come home, we do our stretch, we do our snack, we do some research, and voila, here we are, ready to yap. So yeah, let's go ahead and do our startup and let's get into some news. Oh, man. All right. Our first story comes from ABC News. Russian Lieutenant General shot by assailant in Moscow, investigators say. Lieutenant General Vladimir Alexeyev, a high-ranking defense ministry official, was shot and injured in an ambush-style attack on Friday in a residential area of Moscow, according to the Investigative Committee of Russia and state-affiliated media. According to investigators, on February 6, 2026, in a residential building located on Voloko-Lamaskoye Highway in Moscow, an as yet unidentified individual fired several shots at a man and fled the scene. Svetlana Petrenko, the committee spokesperson, said in Russian on the Telegram messaging app. The victim was transported to a local hospital, Petrenko said. She did not immediately describe the extent of his injuries. Now, as of this recording, he is reported to be in critical condition. So, still alive, but the critical condition is, a very important addendum there. State-affiliated news outlet TASS identified the victim as Alexeyev, adding that a criminal investigation has been launched. Now, I was listening, I think it was to Start, I was listening to Start here, yeah. They said that this is a general that is, really involved in a lot of the operations stuff in terms of, from Russia's side. Also, it was worth noting, too, that he handled negotiations for Yevgeny Prigozhin, guy we've mentioned before, who tried to do a little bit of a coup and then got his ass killed. So, yeah, there's that. But, it's pretty much believed that this was some kind of Ukrainian hit situation. At least that's speculated. Got my speculation hat on. But there was some talk that maybe, just maybe Russia did it, but I don't know. It would be a weird false flag, or it would be a weird retribution, I think, for the Prigozhin thing going the way it went. But once again, I mean, the Prigozhin thing, if you kind of remember, it was him going rogue. It was just him being a loose cannon. How do you negotiate with a guy on that kind of fucking energy? I feel like Dude would have done the best he could there. I don't know. So that feels very speculative to say, oh, well, maybe it's Russia, when most likely all signs kind of point to Kyiv. But hey, whatever. We don't know. We will see. But yeah, I'll keep you posted on that. But I wanted to start the story there. Kind of crazy. We're starting off heavy, with war, conflict, all that bullshit. I mean, as we want to do, but also we have a crab heist, snow crab heist. So here we go. From Boston 25 News, which now that I'm saying this out loud, this feels like a very Boston-coded crime, or at least a crime that you would be recording out of Boston. Actually, it's a New York man involved. But anyway, let me get to the story. Man accused of stealing frozen snow crabs worth $325K from Massachusetts warehouse. There you go. In cargo scheme. A New York man is accused of stealing frozen snow crabs worth $325,000 from a Worcester, I hope I said that right. I don't know who's going to be razzing me for that. For a Worcester warehouse as part of a multi-stage cargo scheme, federal officials said Thursday. Ramoy Forbes, 31, a Jamaican national living in Deer Park, New York, has been charged with interstate transportation of stolen goods and conspiracy to commit that offense, U.S. Attorney Leah Foley said in a statement. Forbes was arrested Thursday in Long Island, New York. He will make his initial appearance in the Eastern District of New York. He will appear in federal court in Boston at a later date. Okay, there you go. My memory did serve me correctly there. This was a Massachusetts thing. But yeah, we like to rate the crimes, like the heists. I almost wanted to say this was like, would get you a B, but he didn't get away with it. You know what I mean? He was apprehended. So clearly, you're after the scheme, fucking situation didn't work out. They were able to trace you. So I don't know. But I get it. Like, we've covered stories like this before, whether it be cheese or wine or whatever. Like, it just seems like, oh, this is easy pickings. Like, we just got to know when this thing is loaded up, and then we just got to drive it off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But it's like, bro, like, this is literally precious cargo. They're gonna come for this. Like, they're gonna find you, man. Like, and they're gonna put you away. It's not worth it. So I think we gotta give they did. I think he initially got away, right? So we'll give him like a D. I feel like you at least showed up. You did the thing. You kind of quote unquote got away with it, but you did get caught. Not a lot of people, not a lot of bodies seemingly involved here. No, this is victimless. I always like to give credit for that. Like, we didn't put a gun out or anything like that. We didn't, run anyone over. These are important things to note when we're rating, a heist, a crime like this. So yeah, I feel like that's worth mentioning, worth saying. But yeah, you got caught, buddy. Crabs up. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. This was another interesting story. I wanted to keep it lighter. I'm saying I'm keeping it lighter, and then the next story is gonna piss me off. But yeah, this is light, and it's Olympics coded. Okay, we got to talk about the Olympics. They're coming up tomorrow. Ooh, I saw the opening ceremonies. I guess the Olympics are already going. I think they actually already did curling or something. But I did see opening ceremonies. That's always interesting. Just to see all the outfits and all that stuff. It's very cool. I will say, I don't know, man. Like, it's in Italy. It's whatever. Like, and I also heard too, it's in Italy and it's in 2 spots. So it's not just in one stadium. And that's so strange to me. Could you imagine, like, you're going to the Olympics, right? This is your moment. You're taking your family, whatever. Maybe it's you and a homie. Cool. You guys got the tickets. You now have to be in the Sophie's choice of picking one of the stadiums to see whatever you're trying to see. And I imagine it's subject to whatever the sport or thing you're trying to watch, right? So, excuse me, that just seems really annoying to have to, like, literally pick your spot, and then you don't even get to see technically half of the venue. Like, you're going to one venue and missing the whole other. I don't know. That would give me a little bit of FOMO, given how much I'm spending time-wise, money-wise, and it's the fucking Olympics. I don't know, man. But hey, that's sports, baby. We love sports. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's dig in. Let's pump. I love this story, actually. Okay. From CBS Sports, 2026 Winter Olympics. Why rumors of penis injections of I can't pronounce this correctly. Hyaluronic. We're going to say hyaluronic. It's ironic. Hyaluronic acid is doping concern for WADA. Ahead of its week's opening ceremony at the Winter Olympics in Milan, the World Anti-Doping Agency has addressed claims originating from a German tabloid that male skiers could be injecting themselves with hyaluronic acid in private areas to gain an athletic advantage in competition. So I was immediately, I heard this story and I was like, wait, come again? Say what now? What? Who? And it's so crazy that we are more or less talking about a surface area issue. But let's read more. Crotch size manipulation is apparently something utilized as a benefit in the aerodynamic scope, so that 3D scan measurements used to assess athletes' suit sizes would be larger than normal, according to German newspaper Bild. The newspaper claimed athletes were putting the acid into their penises for enhancement. In ski jumping events, suit size, in this case larger, is considered advantageous. So much so that this is a rumor, like this is a thing that is potentially going around, that people are injecting themselves to get bigger, to engorge their shit, so that they can have a better lift. Now, this is only one way of doing it. I've heard other stories where apparently people were trying to like do stuffing, filling it up. And this area is kind of important. It's like a center of gravity thing. It allows you more control. So a lot of emphasis is actually just in the crotch area and wanting to get as much surface area as you can. And it just sounds so fucking nerdy, but it's crazy you're getting to the point of, once again, injecting your penis with any kind of fucking acid. Like, what? But a more common one, and I think one that Norway was guilty of at one point, not for this. This was last August. Last August, 2 Olympic gold medalist ski jumpers and 3 staffers on the Norway men's team were charged with ethics violations after equipment manipulation following an investigation stemming from a March incident. The Norway team were reportedly caught on video adding stitching into their crotch area of their suits to make them bigger, thus more aerodynamic during competition. So yeah, they were caught because like they were brazenly doing it. Like more or less the team was like, yeah, no, cool, go for it, do it. But like someone was recording it and then, blew the whistle on them. But yeah, I mean, this is just, I guess, a thing that, that's what I was going to say. Like, this is so much of a thing, it's so much of a concern that they go through very rigorous evaluations, to determine, like, hey, this is your suit size. It is this much. It's only supposed to be no more than 3 centimeters, like, apart from your body, I guess. Like, that's as much as you can have. So you can't have it be any bigger than that. And so people will get it done, get the scan done, like it's very, let's say, rigorous, and to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be and as it should be. And then after the fact, they might try to go and do something like, once again, put hyaluronic acid in their dick, or, increase the stitching, do whatever. So like, once again, they can hit the slope, hit that fucking ramp and get that fucking wide ass lip. I'm actually glad this isn't a visual podcast what I just did there, but no, oh my god, I just heard the story and I didn't even finish it, and I knew I'm talking about this. I don't care. I know there's going to be other Olympic things going on that are probably going to be more. I want to talk about this. People trying to make their shit bigger for the love of the game, dude. To win, bro. It's wild, dog. Like, look. In a way, I do get it. These are the Olympics. Everything is on the line. This is your whole fucking life, bro. Like, and I'm not advocating for it, obviously, but like, I get that people are willing to do everything and then some to get the gold. They do not care. You will see the best and the worst out of people in these moments. I mean, we've covered at least a little bit of it, really. I mean, usually kind of on the fringe, talking about cultural issues. But I mean, yeah, that's competition. It like I said, it brings out the best, it brings out the worst, and so it goes. But hey, now you know. Check them bulges. Anyway, let's move on to our last story. I really kind of just wanted to sit on that because this story is, like I said, it's gonna make me mad. Man, we gotta talk about some fucking monkey business. And I know that's a terrible pun, but I can make it. Let's go ahead and take our last break, and we'll close it out. Close it out. Oh, man. Oh, I did want to also note, too, that no one is accused of this in this Olympics so far of doing any of that. But there's just the potential of it in the air because of that tabloid. Thus, that was my arcing the bullet for reasoning why I covered it. Not because it's actually relevant, but because it's just really fucking interesting. Okie dokie. From CNN. Trump shares racist video depicting Obamas as apes on Truth Social, then removes it amid bipartisan outrage. President Donald Trump said Friday evening that neither he nor his staff had seen all of the racist video depicting former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes in a jungle before it was posted on his social media. The video was posted late Thursday night and remained online for nearly 12 hours before the White House removed it amid bipartisan outrage, including from close Trump allies. Just before noon, the White House blamed a staffer for the video posted to Trump's Truth Social account and said the post had been removed. The statement came after serious backlash, including from GOP Senator Tim Scott, the only black Republican in the Senate who called the post racist and said Trump should remove it, praying it was fake because it's the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. The president should remove it, the South Carolina Republican, who's also the chair of the Senate GOP campaign committee, wrote on X. And you know that was so hard for him to fucking do, because he's been trying to shuck and jive his way through this whole fucking thing. He had his presidential bid, he lost, he knew he had to fucking kiss the ring. And it's like, dude, this motherfucking guy is sharing a video of Barack and Michelle Obama as apes on some Lion King shit, and he's the king of the jungle, dog. Like, that was the fucking video. So you knew he had to do the long sigh and was like, what the fuck, man? Why can't he just be like normal racist? Why does he have to be like this? And, you know, I laughed at it because he had to like say like, man, I hope this shit is fake. And then like, it also made me laugh because Donald Trump called him, and I just kind of simulated that conversation in my head, and he goes, hey Tim, I just wanted to let you know I didn't see all the video, by the way. You know, I just liked the first part, and I was kind of on a roll there, so I just want you to know you're my friend. I think you're great. I didn't mean anything by that video, and it's gone now. It's deleted. In fact, the staffer who put it up will be talking to them. Like, I couldn't imagine. It's just Tim Scott. Like, yeah, great. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you have a great one, Donald. Man, yeah. and I'm laughing because, you know, it beats crying. But also, too, it sucks because I've been in a situation like a la Tim Scott, because sometimes motherfuckers are going to try you on your fucking job. And like I've said before, in my situation, working in a dumpster, people will come up to you, and what can you do? I've had a situation where I've literally had someone who I considered a friend come up to me, shows me a super fucking similar video. White motherfuckers love doing this trope, like, the Obama, they love doing that. I don't know, they just really get a fucking hee hee ha ha out of it. And so bro thought it was going to be so funny to show that to me. I've mentioned this story before, but, you know, for any new listeners, whatever. And I go, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it was one of those moments where I just snapped on this person. And I'm generally, like, pretty direct, but this is me at my most. And we didn't talk for about a week and maybe some change or something. We then have another conversation where this person apologizes, and I go, yeah, thank you, because it's a really fucked up thing to do. And I level with them. I go, man, if you're gonna be racist, do that shit on your own. Like, I don't care what your thoughts are. Like, you should have known that was a fucked up thing to show me. Like, why would you do that? And like, you know, really it was just him, just like, you know, I know, man, that was really fucked up. Because he knew his career was in my hands in that moment. Because I could easily take that shit to HR. You know what I mean? But no, I would rather handle this shit on the street level, whatever. It's all good. But it's one of those things where it's not all good. But like, you just handle it. You just fucking can handle these things. But it sucks so bad when this person is Donald Trump and he's not going to apologize. Like, and this is the average situation. They're not going to apologize. They're going to make some excuse. Or they're going to fucking stand on business. I'm actually surprised Donald Trump folded. Like, he tried to keep it up for half a fucking day. But once again, when your black friend says, hey, man, that's fucked up, everything can kind of start falling like a house of cards. So he knew he had to call that guy back. He had to hit that guy up, actually. Oh, man. But props for, like, Caroline Leavitt. She's still on business. Like, before, you know, the president folded, she was like, hey, like, at the end of the day, this is a Lion King thing. You guys are being fake mad. This is fake internet outrage. You guys need to cover a real story. Man, she really will just fucking say that shit, dude. Oh, man. What a girl boss. What else did I really want to pull here? I mean, they go through this whole fucking, like, oh, no, he didn't post it. He didn't see it all. It was actually a staffer, blah, 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 blah. He potentially signs his stuff DJT. But it's like, he's done this shit before. He knows what he's doing. He's even said it. He's like, when I retweet something, I know what I'm retweeting. He knows. He's just being cute. He thought this shit was gonna be gangbusters. And the thing was, it like was until like, oh, people are mad. And he can tank that to a certain extent. But once again, when it's so high and from your own party, and you do have to like remember that technically midterms are this year, and like we haven't fully decided if we're gonna take that away or not. Like, yeah, maybe I should like not be loudly racist. This racist. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, that happened today, and I kind of wanted to, like, ignore it or whatever, but I've been seeing it make enough of the rounds, and then seeing him take it down. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then also, here's another thing, and this isn't me telling anybody what to fucking do. This is just me kind of vibing off of emotion here, as is you're at my newsstand, you're listening to me and how I think I feel, right? Okay, I need that for the record. I'm not speaking for all black people here. But I'm going through my Facebook before I get on, and I see someone talking about this. And I'm like, well, that's good. That's awesome. You know, it's good to see people spreading the awareness, whatever. This is a white person, to my knowledge. I'm looking at them. They're at least white presenting. I'll say that. And they're going along about this shit, and they actually reposted the image on Facebook. And like, look, dude, I'm not saying that's wrong or evil or fucked up, but I'm saying I don't want to see that shit, brother. Like, cool that you're trying to spread awareness. And I even, like, just to tickle my own fancy here, I'm like, let me see who's in the comment threads. What are they saying? And I'm glad at least everyone's affirmative here, and they're like, yeah, no, that's fucked up. It's really messed up. Awesome. But it's just a bunch of fucking white faces, just a bunch of dudes with neck beards. And I'm like, see, man, this is what I don't like, dude, because, like, this is, once again, another, like, what I'm feeling and seeing is, like, performance art. Cool. You guys are showing that you hate Donald Trump, and it's crazy that he's being so racist. We already knew that. I don't want to see this shit. I went, like, most of my day without seeing it out bigger than a thumbnail. Now I gotta see that on my fucking feed, bro. So, what I'm saying is, that was annoying enough to me that I was like, oh, I'm just gonna unfriend this person, because that's just the week I'm having. I don't like that. And by all means, you can do what you want to fucking do. But I'm saying, for me, and I see a white person sharing this shit, when we already know water's fucking wet, dude. This dude's been a racist. He's not going to stop being one. You don't need to repost the fucking image. It was bad enough for him to take it down, right? Like, I don't know. It was just weird to me. I get it. You want to convey what happened here. But, like, once again, the people who actually give a shit know. They just do, man. Like, I'm sick of this whole thing of people acting like, I don't really follow the news. I'm not that political. Well, they just don't care is what they're saying. So just let them not care. You trying to shovel that shit in their face. You're just shoveling it to me, guy who already fucking knows. I don't know. It just bothered me. So, you know, I'm closing out on that note. Obviously, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck this whole shit, bro. Yeah, that's it. That's all I really got for today. That's the episode. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, we do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. Become a newsie today. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow on TikTok. Follow on Spotify. Follow on Apple Podcasts. Wherever you like to listen. Leave a like, leave a cool comment. Sharing is always caring. And 5 stars on Spotify, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts are always appreciated. High ratings matter. But yeah, I mean, if you don't do any of that, that's okay. I really just appreciate that you tune in, that you listen. It's crazy that I have people who actually tune in on a regular basis. That throws me off every time I see the stats. Every night I go, wow, it's not a complete goose egg. You know, like, that's crazy. So thank you so much for being a part of this, being a listener, and just keeping up with my Joneses. It really means a lot to me. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.